Hi, it's Luke with Auto Darts. This is the Hurricane. I'm going to run you through all the different variations and just give you a product overview. The Hurricane Blaster, not to be confused with Hurricane, my mod to a Zeus, is a small, compact, really fun little blaster. It can pack quite a punch when modded. It holds 6 darts and it can only fire full-length ammo. It's generally best with a narrow tip dart, though I have used waffles extensively without any issues. The system is powered by Hurricane-sized flywheels, which are the mini flywheels. These are, of course, made by Worker. The flywheels that come in the blaster are white and they're smooth, so they're not as powerful as these upgraded ones. The blaster can be powered by 2 different power sources. The first is that right out of the box, it comes set up to work with what looks like a AA. Now, one reason I'm making this video is to explain that this blaster is not compatible with regular AA batteries. It does require these lithium manganese batteries, or sometimes other people will refer to them as IMRs, depending on the chemistry. We sell this Coolook brand as well as Nightcore, but I do recommend the Coolook because they are a protected cell, meaning they will stop working when the battery gets too low. It is still worth reading up the LiPo Safety guide that I will link down in the description, so do read up on that, but these are far less dangerous than an actual LiPo battery. So this, out of the box, will fire and is ready to go with these 2 batteries, nothing else to do. The performance, however, can be dramatically improved if you actually modify it. Now, I do have a mod guide, I'll also link that in the description. This blaster comes in 3 different colors, obviously white, clear, and limited edition red. Only so many of those were made. We sell 2 mod cages for it. We sell a single stage, a Cat 3 Hurricane, and a Cat 5 Hurricane cage. Now, these are made by Foam Blast, but we print them here in-house and pay them a licensing fee. This is obviously a 2-stage, so it requires 4 motors instead of 2, and it requires 4 flywheels. As far as battery options, we always recommend a 3S setup for this, mostly due to efficiency and the sizing and the handle. And the 2 batteries I recommend are the 550 JNB or the 0.95 OOD graphene pack. It's worth noting that if you use the graphene pack, you are going to need a grip extension to fit the battery. And I would generally recommend an extension for pretty much either of them. While you can fit this inside here, it doesn't leave enough room for a LiPo alarm, which is definitely something you're going to want if you're using a LiPo. Now, before we go any further with the overview, I do want to mention LiPo batteries are potentially hazardous. Do read up everything we have on the site about these. They need to be charged before their first use, and they can be just destroyed if you over drain them. So it's very important to have a LiPo alarm. That is a separate video, so do make sure you watch that. It's in the description. We offer 2 extensions for the handles. I think I was the first one to actually offer these, and then Worker actually took the idea and went for it themselves, so they also sell some versions. We don't carry those since we do make our own. These simply slide onto the base and allow you to fit a larger LiPo and give you lots of room for a LiPo alarm. On that note, I like to take the standard mini LiPo alarm that we sell and just bend these pins. You can literally just take a pliers and bend them, and they will bend no problem so that it fits in the side of this just perfectly to connect to your battery. I generally set these blasters up with Kraken motors. That's probably my go-to default as far as performance on 3S, so that would be my general recommendation. We sell 3 colors of magazines in clear, blue, and white. And then finally, there is a 3D printed Worker magazine adapter. Now, this is a little bit goofy. Just for reference, it requires the magazine sticks vertically, so you can imagine if you had a 22 round mag, it'll stick pretty far out of here, but it does work and it is quite fun. So it's a fun thing to have in your bag when you're on the field playing, so you can quickly swap to a larger capacity magazine. Worker also designed some great holsters, which are really basic and inexpensive, but they work just fine for the purposes of this blaster. They snap to any belt or MOLLE system, and not a whole lot to say there, but they work really well with the blasters. And since the blaster is kind of a funky shape, it is super beneficial. Now, if you are upgrading the blaster, I do recommend doing a Mosfet. We have these mini value Mosfets, which are perfect because they are really easy to fit inside the shell, and that'll allow you to keep the stock switch rather than having to replace it and worry about burning it out over time. And this is especially important if you're going to run for flywheels and motors. Lastly, Worker offers a little barrel tube which can help with accuracy depending on what dart type you're using. This will protrude out of the front and replace the stock plastic one. That's pretty much it for this. This is a really fun blaster. I think a lot of people look at this and they're like, why would I possibly want that? But once you've shot one and played with one, it's a single shot rev fire. So as you pull partway, you get a rev, and then as you pull the rest, the mechanical trigger actually fires. So it's really fun to just like have this as a sidearm, pull it out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots, and then continue. I know I got to play inside an arena in Minnesota about 1.5 years ago, and I had a blast playing with these just around air bunkers. Let us know if you have any questions. Other than that, hope you enjoyed this quick look at the Worker Hurricane.